Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Key coming at y'all with a brand new video, and today we got another one for y'all boys, man. We tapping in with that boy American Confidential again, of course. You know what I'm saying? Got to do that one. But that's nor here nor there, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to go ahead and get into today's video.
Now a man is in extremely critical condition right now. And breaking right now, a man is in extremely critical condition right now after police say he was shot in the head in Frankfurt. NBC 10 Siobhan McGurl live at the scene. Siobhan, we know this shooting also involved a car crash.
Fred, that's right. Still a very active scene here outside the Frankfurt Transportation Center. The shooting, it happened just after 3 this afternoon, right here on Frankfurt Ave. Police are here now trying to figure out exactly what led to this shooting. Just across the street, you can see where those two cars crashed. Police have those cars taped off right now.
It looked like one.
As they investigate, I spoke with the cab driver. He was inside the cab when this happened. He told me that he heard gunshots down the block on Frankfurt. Then he looked up and saw that gray car zigzagging out of control, speeding right towards him. That car crashed into his car head on. A terrifying moment. This is what he said he was thinking as he saw that car head his way.
Hit something before it hit me.
I said, God, I might be die, you know, because the car coming with speed.
OG.
You know,
you're gonna have to let him pass on that.
You must have been scared.
I'm scared.
OG said his survival instinct.
Thankfully, that cab driver, he told me that he was not hurt, but he said that he could tell the driver of the car that crashed into him was badly injured. We are still waiting to learn a lot of details from police. You can see they are here on scene right now, continuing their investigation. A lot of activity happening right now around those cars across the street. All they've shared so far, again, is that one man was shot in the head, listed in extremely critical condition tonight. We will continue to follow this story.
While Pennsylvania law allows for the use of force to defend property in certain situations, including against theft or trespass, it's crucial to understand that the castle doctrine applies primarily to protecting your dwelling, not just any property, and using force should only be used when absolutely necessary.
I'm not gonna cap, bro. In some states, though, that have the castle doctrine, they say that your car is an extension of your house, and therefore you can use lethal force to defend your car, but it just depends on where you at.
Every case, including this one, is evaluated on its own facts, meaning similar situations could have different legal outcomes depending on the specific details involved. A man is dead after being shot in the head on Friday afternoon, according to the Philadelphia police.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. As somebody who lives in Atlanta and has been through so much with having a highly wanted car, high value car with people wanting to break in your shit, steal your shit, this, that, and the third. It's a special place in hell in my eyes for people who steal cars and for people who break into cars to steal shit out your car. I got a special kind, like, I don't hate nobody, but if you break in cars, I fucking hate you. You feel me? Like, I don't give a fuck if you one of my partners, bro. If your thing that you do to get money is breaking cars, it's a special place in hell I feel like they should have for you, bro. Whoever this is who killed the thief, nigga, if I'm on that jury box, nigga, he innocent, bro. He didn't do it, bro. And if I can't get him off and convince everybody else, I'm gonna get this shit into a hung jury. I'm not agreeing with y'all under no circumstances.
Intersection of Frankfurt Ave and Pratt Street for reports of a shooting just after 3 p.m. on November 22nd. Authorities said a middle-aged man identified only as John Doe was shot in the head. Police told CBS News that a man using the ATM left his car running and another man jumped in it in an attempt to steal it.
Look, first of all, I understand it. One, you probably wasn't in the best area, or, you know what I'm saying, you just didn't want to take the extra 2 seconds to start your car up after you turned it off for whatever reason, bro. I'm not leaving my car running nowhere, bro. I don't care, like, for what, bro? I don't give a fuck if I'm hopping out just to go pick up some food I already ordered. All I gotta do is go in and pay or go in and pick it up. I'm not leaving my car running, bro. You waiting for some shit like this to happen. A nigga just hopped in your shit and took off.
The owner of the car, who's a licensed gun owner, shot into the car one time, hitting John Doe, according to police. The man who was shot was taken to Temple University Hospital, where he later died on Friday evening, according to the homicide unit. He was pronounced at 6:17 p.m. Authorities said SEPTA police took the shooter into custody. Video of the shooting emerged, and the extremely grainy footage shows a man opening the car door and quickly getting into the driver's seat. It then shows another man running from a nearby ATM over by these yellow poles. He runs in front of the car, almost getting run over as he's trying to stop the thief from stealing his car. But as he sees his car taking off, he has a split-second decision to make. Watch his car drive away as his rage and confusion are starting to set in.
He almost got hit by the
reach
car.
in his jacket pocket, pull out a gun, and shoot the man in the head to protect his property. While some of you might have chosen the latter, unfortunately for this man, he will most likely be charged with the crime. Seeing as the car thief who was shot in the head died, the charges might be voluntary manslaughter or more serious charges. Most people's instinct is to see this as a self-defense case, with the logic being that the man was protecting his property. But that's a misinterpretation in my opinion. I'm not a lawyer, so take this opinion with a grain of salt from Reddit.
1700s, how they used to wear those wigs like that. He trolling.
Castle doctrine, if you know, you know. Someone commented on a Reddit thread about the shooting. Ain't this a homicide? The post read, nah, you in PA. You can use deadly force if someone is unlawfully entering your vehicle or removing you out of it. The Castle Doctrine shooter will do a week at the most, LOL.
Right.
Another person replied, yeah, it applies to your home, workplace, and occupied vehicle, replied the same person from the first comment. So there does seem to be some confusion on what the law is and when.
In the car, it wasn't like it was a carjacking.
Where self-defense applies. In the eyes of Pennsylvania law, self-defense is a justification used to excuse the otherwise criminal act of violence, such as homicide. To successfully argue self-defense, you must prove that you believed you were in immediate danger of death or serious bodily harm, and that the use of force was necessary to protect yourself. Additionally, you must demonstrate that you did not provoke or continue the incident that led to the use of force. For instance, if someone breaks into your home and you fear for your life, you may be justified in using lethal force to protect yourself. However, if you initiated a fight and then use lethal force, you may not be able to claim self-defense. The Castle Doctrine is a legal principle that exists.
Like, just imagine, bro. Just imagine that logic, right? Okay, boom. I thought I could take him. You know what I'm saying? But the little nigga, he was a boxer when he was a kid. I didn't know that. So I ran up on him and he started wailing on me. He started piecing me up. So then I bail out and go get the Glocky, aim, point, shoot. And now I'm wrong? Not only did he break in my house, he was beating my ass. Bro, I had to do something. He deserved to get popped.
In Pennsylvania law, which provides further protection for individuals defending themselves in their own homes, vehicles, or any place where they have the legal right to be.
He wasn't in the car,
this doctrine is based on the belief that a person's home is their castle, and they have the right to use force, including deadly force, to protect themselves against an intruder, the law says. A person is presumed to have reasonable belief that deadly force is immediately necessary to protect himself against death, serious bodily injury, kidnapping, or sexual intercourse compelled by force or threat if both of the following conditions exist. 1. The person against whom the force is used is in the process of unlawfully and forcefully entering, or has unlawfully and forcefully entered and is present within a dwelling, residence, or occupied vehicle.
That's what I said.
Keyword occupied. Or the person against whom the force is used is or is attempting to unlawfully and forcefully remove another against that other's will from the dwelling, residence, or occupation.
You know what I'm saying? He probably thought it was going to be quick. You know what I'm saying? He probably does that a lot, bro. Just park right there, hop out, go to the ATM, hop back in the car. But I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm not doing that, bro. I don't care if I'm trying to hurry up and peel off after I go to the ATM or whatever. No, bro. I'm not leaving my car running, bro. And he wasn't in the car.
Vehicle. They don't make reading these laws easy. And 2, the actor knows or has reasons to believe that the unlawful and forceful entry or act is occurring or has occurred. So they're saying both those things must be present for the self-defense defense to apply. Under the Castle Doctrine, there is no, quote, duty to retreat. This means that if someone breaks into your home, you do not have to try to escape or avoid the situation before using force in self-defense. However, the Castle Doctrine is not blanket permission to use lethal force in all situations. The force used must be reasonable and proportional to the perceived threat. For example,
this is the one thing that I'm gonna say that is the only thing I feel like might help him, is that he only shot once. Right? It's not like somebody tried to steal his car and he let off the whole clip. No, you feel what I'm saying? Like, he only shot once, which is why I'm surprised, bro. And that's why
a shooter breaks into your home and you shoot them.
Too, I be wondering, you know what I'm saying? Because you have the option to prosecute or not to prosecute. In cases like this, as a DA, I wouldn't choose to prosecute this man, but I don't know why some cornball ass DAs will be like, nah, him, we gotta go pick him up. Like, nigga, he was like, bro, he killed a fucking criminal.
May question whether the use of deadly force was truly necessary. Most of the Castle Doctrine that people think will protect the man who is in custody, as I said earlier, but whose name has not been released, they talk about the Castle Doctrine in reference to your own home. When the law does make reference to a vehicle, they say occupied vehicle. So, in this case, none of these protections would apply since the vehicle was not occupied at the time of the incident and the shooter was.
So now they're going to have to define occupied, meaning like he has to be inside of the car? Because the car was still on, so the car was, you know what I'm saying? It was, no, that shit, I tried to make sense out of nothing. That shit was not, that wasn't it.
In any immediate danger, in my opinion. Morally, I'm not mad at the shooter. But in a country of laws,
no, but look,
by extension,
though, him getting hit by the car, bro, they're gonna have to do something with that, bro. They're gonna have to do something with him getting hit by the car, bro. That's the only way I see him getting off.
Alternatives here.
All right, new developments tonight from Philadelphia's Frankfurt section. A man noticed someone stealing his car while he was using an ATM. He fired shots, striking the thief in the head as he drove off. We've learned the suspect died from his injuries this evening. And now it's a question whether the man who had a license to carry should be charged. Action reporter Leland Pinder has an update on the investigation, and he's live from police headquarters tonight. Leland.
Rick, that's exactly right. Police say the owner of the vehicle opened fire as the car thief was driving away. It was a very chaotic scene in Frankfurt earlier this evening. Police say a man's attempt to steal someone's car cost him his life Friday. The 48-year-old man crashed the stolen Honda right in front of
stealing cars. I guarantee you he been in and out of jail his whole life. Bro, nigga, bro, I'm telling you, bro, if you ever come across this video, bro, bro, if your lawyer can't get you off on this, bro, this nigga's a career criminal, gotta be. Nigga ain't wake up at 48 and just randomly steal a car, bro. Hell no.
Frankfurt Transportation Center.
We just seen the police take the man out of the car, arm, leg, and just put him in the back of the car.
Nearby surveillance shows those harrowing moments as officers get the man into the back of a cruiser and rush him to the hospital. Brianna Coulter works nearby and witnessed the chaos.
I thought the man was like having a seizure or something. I didn't know it was deeper than that.
Just after 3, police say the car thief attempted to steal the Honda left running by its owner at an ATM nearby. As he drove away, the owner opened fire. Just one shot, police say. The thief was shot in the head and lost control of the car.
I see the car coming like zigzag, going straight to me.
This is Jacques Sylvain's cab. He says he feared for his life as he watched the Honda come barreling towards him at Pratt in Frankfurt.
I think I might be dead.
The car thief was hospitalized in extremely critical condition for much of the evening, but police confirm he has died. No other injuries were reported. Police are now questioning the owner of the vehicle and trying to determine if any charges are warranted. The entire ordeal leaving witnesses shaken.
He's scared because it's not safe,
Legally, they might have to.
And police say the owner of the vehicle that was stolen, a 29-year-old man, did have a license to carry a firearm. The car thief, who did die, has not yet been identified.
My name is Roy Galloway. I'm the owner of the law office of Roy Galloway, LLC. And today I want to talk to you about a question that I get from clients a lot. What are the laws, self-defense laws in the state of Pennsylvania? Traditional self-defense allows a person to use force to protect himself or another person, and you can use the amount of force that you're threatened with. For example, if a person threatens you with their fist, you're not allowed under the law to use a firearm, but you are allowed to repel that attack with your fist. So it has to be commensurate with the force that you're threatened with. Now, if you're threatened with deadly force, or you reasonably believe that you're threatened with deadly force, the law allows you, if it's reasonable, to use deadly force. And it could even be a mistaken belief. Perhaps it's dark outside. You believe that a person is armed. You don't see what's in their hand. They made a threat towards you, and you take force. While that might be a mistaken belief, if we look at it the next day, at that time, the jury is required to put themselves in your shoes at that exact time. They're not allowed to look back at the situation and exercise hindsight. So if it's a reasonable belief, it can be a mistaken belief. That's traditional self-defense. In other words, I've had a case like that recently where a client believed that a person was armed because the person had threatened them with violence, and ultimately had to use deadly force. And a jury came back and determined that although it was a mistaken belief, it was a reasonable one in light of all the circumstances at hand. That's the self-defense statute, but Pennsylvania just recently expanded something that's called the Castle Doctrine. And it pretty much says that deadly force is presumed necessary in three situations. One, if a person is in the process of entering your home, work, or occupied vehicle. Two, if a person actually enters your home, occupied vehicle, or work. Or three, if the person actually tries to unlawfully remove a person from the home, an occupied vehicle, or your work. In those scenarios, the law presumes that deadly force is presumed necessary. That's extremely important, because if you find that's an extremely important law, because if you find yourself charged, it presumes that deadly force is necessary. And in the eyes of the law, it's not the defendant's burden to prove that they acted in self-defense. It's the Commonwealth's burden to prove that you didn't act in self-defense. So if you have a situation where the law presumes that you were reasonable and that your life was threatened, it's really important that you have a skilled lawyer to understand what the Castle Doctrine is. That's something rather new. It's kind of like Florida's self-defense laws, the stand your ground law. This is something that's a widespread trend. So you have several states that have adopted laws like that. Pennsylvania just recently adopted a law like that. It's very different. It makes it very hard for the prosecution, because it's the prosecution's burden to prove that self-defense was not reasonable. Defendants have no burden of proof. So if you have a law that says that force is presumed reasonable, it makes it almost impossible for the Commonwealth to prove that the force wasn't reasonable. So that's a very, very powerful law. If you've been charged with a violent offense and you believe that you might have acted in self-defense, you need an experienced and aggressive attorney on your side to prove your innocence.
In cases like this, if the man uses the self-defense strategy, witness testimonies usually sway these type of cases in either direction. Here, the eyewitness is video footage. Without any knowledge of the shooter or the dead man, I'm coming to this conclusion as unbiased as one could be. The cops will probably charge this man with homicide or voluntary manslaughter, depending on other factors that may play into charging decisions that I'm not aware of at this time. This is definitely a case I'm interested in keeping up with, and will keep everyone updated.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like he said, bro, keeping it all the way even, keeping it 100, I genuinely think that even though I don't feel like he should be charged, I wouldn't want him to be charged. He definitely is, because even in Georgia, the dude, you know what I'm saying, he stole your car. Okay, cool. He's going away from you, which means that you're no longer in danger. Even though somebody's taking your property, you're no longer in danger. It's just like if you were to get robbed. If somebody robs you, while they're facing you, they're presumed a threat. As soon as they turn around to run away and leave, if you shoot them, that's murder. Even though that the robbery was committed. So, I'm going to go ahead and say that he might get found guilty of a lesser charge, but it's definitely his fault he left his car running, one, and two, I don't think that applies to the Castle Doctrine. So, hey, we just got to figure out what happens, bro. So, with that being said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Get in the comment box, tell me how you felt about this video. The Castle Doctrine in Philly. Do you think he'll get off, or do you think he is cooked? I don't know. It's your boy Key checking in, checking out. I'm gone.